كلارين ليش بعدك فايق؟ فيك تقراها بكرة؟
لا أمانة خلي معي.
تصبح على خير بابا. لا تخاف، كل شيء راح يكون تمام. في حدا هون؟ خالد بسرعة بسرعة. وين العالم؟ تعالوا تعالوا.
ما تخافي ما تخافي، كل شيء راح يكون تمام.
With the conflict in Syria, thousands of Armenians who have lived in Syria for several generations have come back to Armenia. More than 15,000 have fled here since the fighting started 4 years ago. Yet their experience has differed markedly than that of Syrians in other countries. Some Armenians have opened up their homes, charities have been set up to provide clothing and help find work and accommodation. Given the exacerbation of the conflict in Syria, Armenia is still witnessing the new flow of displaced Armenians from Syria. Many of them have lost their homes and belongings in the conflict, as houses, buildings and schools have been looted, damaged and burned. More than ever, newly displaced Syrian Armenians need support and assistance. Oxfam in Armenia, in line with its humanitarian mandate, jointly with its diaspora partner Armenian Redwood Project, which is a coalition of various Armenian diaspora entities, announces its commitment to augment the valuable efforts pioneered by UNHCR in Armenia in 2014 in supporting Syrian Armenians. In the frame of joint emergency housing project, that launched in February 2015, partners will provide rental subsidies to more than 110 vulnerable families displaced from Syria, seeking protection in Armenia. The 12-month assistance project, based on a tripartite Memorandum of Understanding between Oxfam in Armenia, ARP and UNHCR. To launch the project, Oxfam invited a public event on March 17 in AUA Achaean Art Gallery, with participation of international and local NGOs, Syrian Armenians, government officials, academics and students. The country director of Oxfam in Armenia, Margarita Hakopian, in her opening speech welcomed the participants and highlighted the uniqueness of the project as an example of cooperation between Armenian Diaspora, Oxfam, UNHCR and Mission Armenia NGO.
Հուսով եմ, որ Հայաստանում իրենք ոչ միայն կարճատև լուծում կտրվի իրենց խնդիրներին, որոնք մենք այսօր աշխատում ենք լուծել, հատկապես բնակարանային վարձավճարների մասնակի փոխհատուցման ծրագրի միջոցով, այլ նաև այն կվերածվի ավելի երկարատև ծրագրերի, ավելի երկարատև, որը հնարավորություն կտա ինտեգրվելու մեր հասարակության մեջ եւ իրենց վճնական հանգրվանը գտնել Հայաստանում իրենց հայրենիքում.
Christoph Bierworth, UNHCR representative in Armenia, in his opening remarks highlighted the importance of cooperation in humanitarian response.
I'm therefore very, very happy that the housing project we inaugurate today will be accomplished by the joint efforts of Oxfam in Armenia, the American Redwood Project, and implemented in cooperation with Mission Armenia and UNHCR.
The joint project is implemented by Mission Armenia Social NGO, which has been operating emergency housing projects, including rental subsidies scheme for Syrian families through the 2014 UNHCR funded projects.
Մեծ հնարավորություն, որովհետեւ մենք մեր հայրենակիցներին կարողանանք իսկապես օգնել, օգտակար լինել եւ նրանց մեջ պաշտպանվածության, վստահության զգացումներ ներշնչել.
The Armenian Redwood Project acts as an interim alliance amongst diaspora Armenians with a mission to provide and sustain quality, affordable housing that strengthens lives and communities of the Syrian Armenian refugees from the Syrian conflict in Armenia. They, in partnership with Oxfam and UNHCR, stepped in to provide emergency housing support to Syrian Armenian displaced households, said Rafi Artaljan, Chief Action Officer for the Armenian Redwood Project in his video message.
We look forward to deepening this relationship and to further mobilizing the Armenian diaspora as a developmental actor in this increasing interdependent and globalized world.
Participants honor the memory of the victims of war in Syria with the 1-minute silence. Event aimed also to mark the 4th anniversary of Syrian crisis and send the message across for ending the violence and bringing back the lights for Syrian people, who fated to stay in the dark, most of the time to avoid the bullets and bombs. Margarita Hakobjanyan, Oxfam project officer for support to Syrian Armenian refugees, launched the second part of the event with the introduction of talented Syrian Armenian singers. She also highlighted the importance of the American University of Armenia support, which provided the venue at no cost. The official launch ceremony has been followed by a concert of talented Syrian Armenian musicians who started a new career in Armenia. Most of them are already gained recognition from Armenian public and have got many fans.
Acted out my life on stages, 10,000 people watching. You're alone now, and I'm here with this song for you.
Gevorg Shadoyan, famous designer, is the one of the talented Syrian Armenians who got recognition in homeland.
Շատ անձեր եկան, մնացին, գնացին են ուրիշներ, ոմանք համոզվեցին, որ չէ, այստեղ կարող եմ մի բան անել։ Ես կարծեմ, թե այդ համոզվողներից մեկն եմ։
His dresses are ones that many celebrities are wearing with great pleasure. His story of success motivated and inspired event participants. The event was concluded with the Handicraft Fair by talented Syrians in Armenia. It aimed to demonstrate the talents of Syrian Armenians, ensure their cultural integration, build links and partnership to support them to sell their products for additional income. All participants were awarded by the certificates of appreciation for taking part in the fair. They went home with the souvenirs from Oxfam and UNHCR as a symbol of support to all Syrians who suffered from the war and gratitude for the courage to start a new life in their motherland.